Sharp 1 p.m. in India. Let's respect time and let's start. I will respect Dr. Vandana to switch on her video and audio too, if possible. Thank you, Dr. Vandana. How are you, ma'am?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Is it okay I just speak to the audience for a few minutes and come back to you again on this?
Sure, no
Okay.
problem. Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today we are going to build a conversation on something which is very important. This particular subject is very important, I think, for the future of humankind, if I'm not wrong, Dr. Vandana.
Yes.
Right? If you understand this conversation, I think is very important for mothers, it's very important for our children. Even before we talk about this particular topic, which I will reveal, let me give a very quick introduction about Dr. Vandana, and then we will start, we'll build the conversation. I remember meeting Dr. Vandana around 1 year ago, and I realized that whenever we meet people, we can predict their love, or we can check they love what. So she loves one aspect of health, that is GARBHSANSKAR. We'll talk more about that. But very quickly, Dr. Vandana, she's practicing homeopathic medicines and she has been dealing with deep root causes of illness with psychosomatic aspect of health. Now, in case if this word psychosomatic is not in your dictionary, if I'm not wrong, Dr. Vandana, psychosomatic is a disease which is affecting your body and mind both, or both body and mind connected, right? If I'm not. So psychosomatic aspect of health, and she has been doing this for the last 15 years. And this one line, which I'm so pleasantly surprised to read this line, that she has worked with more than 2,000 pregnant mothers and babies. So how much amount of bliss and love you might have accumulated in your life by helping mothers to deliver their babies.
Thank you.
So on behalf of the audience, Dr. Vandana, I'm very thankful that you have decided to invest time with us today. Let's start the conversation. We are live right now on Zoom. At the same time, we are also live on YouTube and Facebook.
Okay.
At this point of time, purposefully, I've kept the chat closed because we will not able to focus on the chat. Let me build the conversation. Whenever it is required, I will open the chat so we can also take views from the audience. Is that okay with you?
Yes, definitely.
Let's start. First question. I remember I'm meeting you a few days ago when you talked about GARBHSANSKAR. I said, I went back to my mother and I said, Mother, there's something called GARBHSANSKAR. And she said, I'm not aware about this. Tell me, let me refine my question very carefully. If GARBHSANSKAR is so important according to you, why we are so ignorant about it? Or what is GARBHSANSKAR? And why we are so ignorant about it? Over to you, doctor.
Thank you, Pravanji. I'm honored to be here with you and everyone in this webinar. And I'm happy to share my 15 years of journey and knowledge with this program. Yes, I completely agree with you that your mom was not aware about it. Even my mom was not too. And I think it happens with so many people in their life on this planet. See, being a human, we all have a specific journey on this planet. And this journey starts from the mother's womb. Here, I carefully use this word, human beings, not a baby, child, or else. Because being a human, we all are so special in this evolution. But why is that so? Have you any idea? Because being a human, we all are gifted with well advanced neurological faculties or else well developed brain. That is, we can memorize about our past, or we can imagine about our future, or we can plan about our future.
True.
And with the help of these fantastic neurological faculties, we have done so much development on this planet that any other living creatures can't do it. So even after having the best quality gift from the nature, today, most of us is suffering from the most of the chronic illnesses, depression, sadness, misery, and whatnot.
That's a twist. Okay.
And we have given a fanciful name to our efforts
Yeah.
that is known as a stress. And this stress, this takes us far, far away from a reality of human being. So even after having the best quality gift from the nature, why are we suffering? Because We are not using the nature's formula of being human.
So, if I've understood you correctly, are you saying this that Praveen, if you see the evolution, Homo sapiens, human beings are the best evolved machinery, the best example of engineering,
Yes.
nothing more complex and better than this. Still, why we are living in stress, right?
Yes, of course.
Still, why so many? Let me validate it with audience. Is it true? Is it surprising that even though we are the best, but many human beings or many people, they are living with stress, not living as happy life as they want to live? How many of you agree with this? Let me launch a poll. Click on A. Let me launch the poll. Click on A if you agree with this. Click on B if you do not agree with this. A, yeah, Praveen, we agree with this. B, if you do not agree with this. A or B? A or B? A or B? A if you agree, B. Okay, let me end the poll. And I think we have 100% people saying this, Praveen. We agree. So the second question is that if you agree, it means there has to be some action we should take. One action, what you are recommending and suggesting that, Praveen, can we do something right from the birth or even from the birth?
Yes.
Now, if you understand this word GARBHSANSKAR, it's like we are talking about educating baby in the womb, if I'm not wrong.
Yes,
So my,
definitely.
my question is this: why there is a need of educating a baby when the baby is in the womb? Like we have the educational system, baby will come out, and then we will most of us we believe that education system is going to school and colleges, isn't it? So we have
Yes.
that. Why to start, or why we should be so early in educating babies right from the womb, or maybe before that? What do you think about this, doctor?
See, I would like to give answer of this question. But before that, let me launch a poll and tell me, how many of you people believe that you have something learned from your mother's womb? If you agree with the thought, then go for option A. And if you don't, that no, I have learned everything after my birth, then go for option B.
Yeah, so we have yes and no. If you believe that yes, you have learned something from your mother's womb, click on yes, and click on no if you think that no, Praveen, or no, Dr. Vandana, we don't have. Okay, let's give few more seconds for this interesting question. And I'm ending the poll. And very surprisingly, I don't know whether you are pleasantly surprised or not, 88%
Oh
believe
my
in this.
God. Yes.
88% believe
88% people are saying that yes, they have something learned from
their
their
mother's
mother's
womb,
womb.
right?
Okay. So here we must understand two important points, that more than 70% of human brain develop while inside mother womb. And the second important point is child inside mother womb can sense everything, whatever mother can sense throughout her five senses. Now let's understand it in little depth with three different ways. First, we will understand that how child can learn inside mother womb with few live examples.
Are you sharing the slide, doctor?
Yeah, I am allow. Please allow me to share the slide,
One,
please.
1 minute. Yeah. Just try now. You should be able to do that.
Sure.
Yeah. Are you getting the share option? Yeah, that's good.
So you can see a famous personality on the screen. He's a Indian musician, Zakir Hussain, a tabla player. His father Allah Rakha mentioned that I'm sure that Zakir heard the tabla and knew what it was in his mother's womb. Even in one of the interviews, Zakir himself mentioned that I had a rhythm in my subconscious when I was 3 years old, and some kind of homework was already done. And I recognized it like Arjuna talking to Abhimanyu when he was in his mother's womb. Now, let's have one more example. You can see another famous personality is a Shiva Mani, Indian music composer, a percussionist. He also mentioned that I started my practice in my mother's womb. In fact, her heartbeat was my first click track. And he also mentioned that I did not go to any music school to learn drums. So both the examples suggested that learning while inside mother's womb. Let's have one more example. See, you can see two different pictures on the
Your
screen.
screen, your screen is still on Zakir Hussain, doc.
Zakir Hussain only?
Yes, yes. Can you just forward
Sure.
the, yeah, or you can just stop the screen share and share again, so that will take care of the glitch.
You can
Yeah.
see the picture of Shiva
Yes,
Mani.
yes.
Yeah.
Please go ahead. Yeah.
So he also stated that I did not go to any music school. Now you can see two different picture on the screen.
Yes, we can.
Yes, one is
Yes.
baby Ellie and one another one is mother Rachel. When it was question about neuromuscular development in early pediatric age group, baby Ellie is able to have a proper grip and hold at the age of 20 months. And study suggested that her parents, Rachel and Zach Farmer, are enthusiastic climbers themselves. And in fact, Rachel climbed while she was pregnant with Ellie. So all the three examples suggested that learning inside mother womb with different five senses. Now let's have another way, that is a scientific way, that how child can learn inside mother womb. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes,
Is
yes, yes.
Yeah, it's about Dr. Rene Vendicare. He's the father of the preborn classroom, and he was the earliest pioneer who teaches the prenatal stimulation and how to stimulate the unborn child's brain with the help of music and different activities in his university. He stated that your baby's brain develop in response to what they experience. I repeat, your baby's brain develop in response to what they experience. And about Dr. D.H. Stott, he has done a research study, and it is the most long-term research study over 1,300 mothers, children, and their families. And it was combined study too, as he was ex-professor of psychology and director Center of Educational Disability. So he covered both the subject. And he concluded that women locked in stormy marriage runs 237% of greater risk of bearing a psychologically and physically damaged child than women in a secure and nurturing relationship. See, here we must understand that five senses of mother which stimulate each and every outside stimulation, whether it is positive or negative, that runs entire genetic building block of the child and that decides child's personality accordingly. So that sensory neural pathways between mother and child is just act as a three-dimensional picture. So we all have that genetic and articulate memory within us.
Oh, oh,
Now let's understand it with the third view, that is the historical view. Here I want to share a very famous example of a GARBHSANSKARA, which stated in our ancient Veda, the story of Abhimanyu. Story suggested that Abhimanyu has learned that how to penetrate a difficult Chakravyuh while he was inside his mother's womb. And story also suggested that when Mother Subhadra was learning or listening the entire strategy from brother Krishna, in between she fell asleep. So unborn Abhimanyu was not able to learn that how to emerge out from that Chakravyuh. And in that battle, he died. So it was the classical example of Garbha which stated in ancient Veda. But it was not only one example. There are different examples which suggested that about Garbha how child can learn inside mother womb. Story of Prahlad, story of Madalsa, story of Mother Kaikasi, story of Lord Hanuman. All the different stories suggested that mother's womb is a powerful place to learn anything. See, here we must understand. Whenever we think in terms of education, we have a common thought in our mind that going school and getting information from various sources. But let me clear with you that mother's womb is a very first school of her child.
yeah.
Child inside mother womb can sense everything whatever mother can sense throughout her five senses.
Even before we move forward, I think very well put in front of us with the help of three different dimensions or three
Dimensions.
different approaches. So you're saying that, Praveen, we have live examples, we have musicians, we have sports people saying that there
Yes,
is an impact of what I did when I was pregnant on my baby,
maybe.
or when I was inside my womb, inside the
My,
mother's womb. So you have
yes,
live
yes,
examples. Scientifically, it is proven. I just want to reconfirm this. So are you saying that when you're showing that 3D, that slide, are you
yes,
saying that because it's our ability to think and visualize the same ability even the child has inside the womb, so whatever
yes.
happening just behind that skin, fundamentally just a
Skin,
skin,
yes,
whatever happening outside that skin, child can feel, and
Yes.
visualize.
Visualize and see. It's just like a three-dimensional printer
And
because yeah,
and I-
because
and I
each
I will respectfully stop here. And when you visualize, when you think, it means you create some kind of emotional responses and impulses.
yes,
So
definitely.
is that the reason, according to that scientific study, the chances of you getting a little almost 237% high, is this the
Higher,
correlation?
yes, yes, because genetic development is totally control under mother's emotions. We'll see
But
later.
but unfortunately, I have seen many mothers are not being treated correctly. I'm not just talking about physical violence or all that. I'm talking about even a verbal violence, or maybe not able to
Yes,
create that love and peace harmony at home, especially when that mother
yes,
is
definitely.
bearing a child. I see. Okay, let's move forward. The
Yeah,
next
see,
question, the next question based upon this, doctor. Uh, I think already when we took the poll, more than 80% people, they said, Praveen, yes, or Dr. Vandana, yes, we are convinced. GARBHSANSKAR
yes,
is important, even though not everyone is actually implementing the strategies and the technology of GARBHSANSKAR, but we are agree
yes,
about it. Right?
yes.
And beautifully, you have put forward in front of us that yes, this is essential. The next question is, if this is essential, then how does GARBHSANSKAR help mothers, because it's a technology available, it's not something which they
Yes.
have to learn, or this
Learn.
it's a technology available, it's there. So how can this technology can help a mother, how that mother can use this womb technology? Please share your views on that.
See, whenever we talk about Garbha we must understand that it is a process. See, you might have observed if a potter wants to design a pot, then there will be same material, same technology that is spinning wheel. But molding a pot is an art and process. So if potter wants to make any change in design, then how many of you people believe that he must have a focus during the process of molding? If you agree with the thought, then go for option A. And if you don't, that no, potter can make any changes in design after the process of molding, then go for option B.
Okay, I'm launching the poll is there in front of you. So A is, what is A?
A is if potter wants to make any design, then he must have a focus during process of molding.
Yeah, at the start of the molding only, the potter has to
Yes,
take care of that at the
almost
start of the molding.
100%. Yeah, almost 100% people are agree that
Yeah,
he must have a
absolutely.
focus during
Absolutely.
process.
Yeah, no, no,
So,
no, no. Let's wait. Let's see. Is there any twist? If it is more than around 80% and even 20% saying no, Praveen, or no, Dr.
oh,
Vandana, then
right, right.
we might debate and discuss on this. But I think around 90% people they're saying that, Praveen.
90% people are saying that yes, we must
Agree.
have a focus during process of molding, right?
So we can move forward from here.
So,
Hmm.
similarly, GARBHSANSKARA is a process of molding child while inside mother womb. See, here we must understand that producing child is inbuilt process for female reproductive system. But molding a child with the help of GARBHSANSKARA is important step during pregnancy. See, you can you please remove the screen? Remove the poll.
You
Yeah.
the slide you're talking about,
Yes.
you can do that from your end, Doctor.
No, I can see the poll system is okay. Fine, it's done.
Yes.
See, here we must understand that if we talk about human body is the best piece of artwork in this nature. In fraction of second, body knows that how to maintain balance, temperature, pressure, and n number of vital processes, from growing hair and nails to converting food into energy. So in fraction of second, human body act as a multitasking device. And on other hand, if we talk about female reproductive system, it is inbuilt design for creation in this evolution. So mother's womb has an inbuilt information and wisdom that how to develop a full-fledged functional body that acts as a same multitasking device. This is known as a automation. But
Okay.
this automation is under influence of mother's will, wish, intention, and desire. So here, Garbha Sanskara provides tools and techniques that how to use mother's womb as a technology to design a dream child in terms of healthy, beautiful, intelligent, responsible, and peace-loving qualities. And Garbha Sanskara is only way to mold child while inside mother's womb because more than 70% of human brain develop while inside mother's womb.
So just stop the screen share respectfully.
Sure.
So are you saying that a mother is designed to automate the process of birth. That's how the from a body point of view, from an engineering point of view,
Yes.
that's how we are designed. But
Yes.
it all depends upon whether the process is correct or not. If the
Correct or
process
not.
is good, then the
Yes.
output will be good. It's just like if the potter is not in a good mood, right?
Right.
Or potter is not well feeded, or he has taken something wrong, and then he's
Right.
not able to focus at the start of the process only, then ultimately the end product will not be good. This is so simple to understand and very beautifully you have explained this. Question coming in my mind, Doc, then, which was there since many, I remember asking this question many times from to myself also, and whenever I am discussing this with others, what is the right time to start then Garbhasanskar process?
So it happens with the most of the family that
Mhm.
they don't declare pregnancy until the third month. So mother or parents used to join with the Garbha Sanskara at the fourth month of pregnancy. So it is a myth about protection. Here we must understand that first trimester of pregnancy is important stage of pregnancy. I don't deny because conception is fragile, but nothing to worry about protection. You might have observed around yourself the people who are dealing with the most laborious or groundwork. They also deliver child. So pregnancy is a nature's phenomena and it is protected by nature. So what is the right time to do Garbha Sanskara? Let's understand it with one example. You might have observed about our intelligent farmers too. They used to have a prior preparation of their land while harvesting of seasonal crop by plowing, proper water supply, using intermittent fertilizers, and small important step before sowing any seeds. If they miss any one of those factors, then they used to struggle till harvesting of crop. So similarly, Garbha Sanskara start with the preconception stage. Here you can understand ancient versus modern concept of pregnancy. See, modern concept has divided pregnancy into three different categories. That is preconception, during pregnancy, and there is a preparation for delivery and lactation. Is as similar as ancient concept of pregnancy. That is Garbhadan, Pusavan Sanskar, and Simantoi Sanskar. So Garbha Sanskara covers all first three stages, three sanskara, that is Garbhadan, Pusavan, and Simantoi Sanskar of 16 sanskara of our Sanatan Dharma. And it always has to be start with the Garbhadan stage, that is at least 3 months to 1 year prior before conception. Now, why it has to be start at the preconception stage? Because Garbhadan stage is related with the Biju Shuddhi. Here we must understand that father's sperm and mother's ovum are known as a bij. So
Okay.
Bij Shuddhi is done by taking care of diet, certain external factors, purity of thoughts and emotions. And Garbhadan stage is particularly designed for to increase the fertility rate of sperm as well as ovum to contribute the maximum healthy genetic materials to the child. So if mother or parents start Garbha Sanskara at least preconception stage, then half of the responsibility done by the parents. See here, I carefully use this word responsibility because contributing health by contributing healthy genetic materials to the child is purely
Right.
parents' responsibility.
I agree. I completely agree.
So if they start with the preconception stage, then it is good. But even
So,
if they miss this stage, then mother can start any good day of her pregnancy, but at least before delivery of her child.
yeah, it's just like sometimes if you meet someone whose love is health, or for example, if you're meeting a chef whose love is food,
Food.
and if you ask this question to that that chef, that how do I prepare this dish, for example, take a dish which is made up of rice, so that chef will always tell that first go to a shop and find the correct rice,
Find the correct rice, right?
right, and have a correct feeling when buying that rice. They start
Yes.
from there.
Yes.
The food preparation start from there. So his Garbha Sanskar is not in the middle of the pregnancy. Of course,
Pregnancy.
whenever you are in that journey, of course, even if you're starting late, still okay. But ideally, and I'm very carefully using this word ideally, if you really want to produce a baby who is optimizing the full potential of humanity and you want to take care of your responsibility, then I think ideally the Garbha Sanskar should start when a couple is deciding to conceive a baby,
Yes.
right? When
Yes.
they are building that conversation, shall we,
Yes,
right?
definitely.
From that shall we, I think that's a beautiful answer.
It's the start of GARBHSANSKARA from that thought only.
That's a thought.
Yes.
Maybe at that point of time, you do not have to take some medicines or this and that, or maybe you have to just work on your emotions or your thoughts. Maybe, but
Yes.
some action is required right from that. Yes, we shall.
Yes,
Right?
definitely. Yeah.
Tell me, doctor, one question popping up in my mind when we are talking about this. That this word Garbha Sanskara, of course, this word is not new, especially for Indians. Right? I
Yes.
think we should feel fortunate as Indians that we have given some beautiful concepts to this planet Earth. Right?
Right.
Yoga is one.
Yes.
I think even is the Garbha Sanskara. If I assume this, that even this is the gift from Indians to the world, especially at this point of time, even though the mention of this word is since millennia, but at this point of time, the way the world is moving,
Right.
the level of stress,
Stress. Right.
the level of anxiety, the way the families are becoming closer and more close you come, you actually make people uncomfortable.
Right.
Right? It's not about
Exactly.
how physically you guys close are, it's all about how
Those
psychologically you guys close
logically,
are.
yes. Yes,
Correct?
definitely.
But the world is moving towards that. At the same time, the world is also moving towards technology, and we should say thank you to this tiny little virus. Because of this, the implementation of technology is so beautiful that you sitting somewhere, people are sitting here and there, still we are sharing and
Yes.
spending time with each other. In the light
Right.
of these two facts, how do you identify at this point of time the need for Garbha Sanskar for a modern lady or the couple? I will not use the word lady because conceiving a baby is the responsibility of men too,
Yes,
or even a
definitely.
family too, especially in India where we are living together. So, what is the need? How do you identify that need at this point of time?
See, being a homeopathic physician, we have been trained to treat the root causes of different illnesses. And when I came across certain chronic illnesses in pediatric age group, I found that maternal stress during pregnancy has a vital role to child's genetic development. But surprisingly, I noticed in my practice that mother and other family members used to consider as a taking care of pregnancy by just taking care of few external factors, that having enough sleep, taking proper diet, doing regular exercise, they consider as a taking care of pregnancy. But here I want to ask you people that how many of you people believe that just taking care of few external factors are enough during pregnancy? Or how many of you people believe that
Okay,
no, there are
I'm
subtle
logic.
psychological stresses that need to be addressed?
So click on yes that yeah, few factors, simple factors are okay, but no, certain other factors has to be taken care. Click on no. These are good questions, doctor. But okay, let me end the poll. I'm waiting for 10 more seconds so we get more percentage of people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm ending the poll now. Shall let me share the results.
Yes.
86% people they say Praveen no, there has to be a good other factors, and Dr. Vandana's
Yes.
14% people are saying that those simple external factors. By the way, out of this 14% people, how many are below 20 or men? That's a different topic. Let's not go there today, right?
Taking external care is like it is also important. I don't deny it. But tracing certain psychological stresses is important during pregnancy. See, here we can understand in this way. See, these are the environmental and psychological stresses, that is, lack of sleep, improper nutrition, change of weather, overexertion, financial crisis, work pressure, loss of loved one, toxic relationship, and history of repeated abortions. These are the major factors or major stress factors during pregnancy that is a definite role on child's genetic development. See here, whenever we consider something as a stress, we must understand that it stimulates the fight and flight response of the human body. And fight and flight response of human body is nothing but in this state, human brain stimulate one gland that is known as adrenal gland. It is a part of human body that secretes certain sets of chemicals. It is known as the stress hormones. And under influence of these stress hormones, our major vital organs get compromise their function. And it leads to certain symptoms inside the body by increasing heart rate, blood pressure, increasing blood glucose. There is a disturbed digestion. There is a breathlessness, increased perspiration, trembling, goosebumps, and so many symptoms inside body. Now, there is a lack of oxygen and disturbed circulation that leads to further replicative and metabolic stress to the child, and that again leads to DNA damage. Here, I want to share one of the important research that is done by Dr. Joe Dispenza. He's a famous chiropractor. He mentioned that it is emotions that turn gene expressions on and off. And don't forget, human emotions can't be scanned by any man-made machine. I repeat, human emotions can't be scanned by any man-made machine. So pregnancy is a one and only chance for mother to give the ultimate health to her child.
Wow.
Because more than 70% brain is developed inside mother's womb, then child's personalities begin to take shape inside womb only. And today we have enough scientific evidences that child inside mother's womb can respond to each and every outside stimulation. So I realized that just taking care of external factors won't work for mother or child. Something has to be done from within. And I realized the importance of 9 months of pregnancy for development of human being. And I personally feel it's need in current era.
So are you saying this, doctor, that imagine, see, for a moment, if you forget that she's a mother, she's a human being, right? And human, you like
Yes.
human being, you don't like human. You know that few human beings, they have a habit of living in stress, right?
Yes,
But
definitely.
are you saying that even if you are a girl, and I'm very specific because ultimately the baby is inside you. If you are a girl or a mother, even if you have a habit of living a very stressful life, but for those few months when you are conceiving this baby, right from the word
Yes.
you said that shall we, from all those months, keep your agenda aside and live for that baby. Live a
Yes.
very beautiful
Otherwise,
life. And
yeah,
and I think it's a responsibility of other family members to ensure that this girl is living a beautiful life. At least that will
definitely.
ensure that we're optimizing the whole GARBHSANSKAR technology, right? Isn't it?
Yes, yes, definitely. Otherwise, innocent child will suffer
Innocent
silently
child will
inside
suffer,
womb.
suffer silently.
And it is a silent suffer. It's a silent killer for him or her.
Yeah, and
So
the child is not guilty of too.
yes, definitely.
Sad.
Yeah.
Okay. One question coming in my mind, doctor. See, ultimately, all the people who are alive right now, whether you're on Zoom or YouTube or Facebook, we all like benefits. All this
Yes,
is okay. What are
definitely.
what are my benefits in it?
What are
So
my
what?
benefits?
Right. So imagine a couple going for a this that yes, we would like to adopt Garbha Sanskar technology, which we cannot,
Right,
of course, speak about it just 30-40 minutes. But a family believe in this that yes, we want to adopt this.
right.
What tangible benefits they should visualize they will get if they adopt this technology or strategy of Garbha Sanskar?
Yes. See, it is a very common belief in society. So whenever we talk about GARBHSANSKARA, now people used to think it is only for mother. Even family members used to think it is only for mother or pregnant lady. But here we should not forget that half of the genetics are contributed by father. So father must have that responsibility to take care of his child. I agree that major part of Garbha Sanskara is designed for mother, right? But
Correct.
here father can play his important role to provide a care, support, and love to pregnant lady to feel her secure and relaxed. So it is my humble request to all the people who are sitting here, especially husbands, father or father-in-laws, brother or brother-in-laws, that you can help any pregnant mother, whether she is your wife, daughter or daughter-in-law, sister or sister-in-law, by providing your care and support. See, majority of part of Garbha Sanskara is designed for mother. So what are the benefits of mother with the help of Garbha Sanskara, a womb technology? See, these are the objective for mothers. There is prenatal education to understand about healthy pregnancy. There will be step-by-step guidance about programming of baby's brain, mind and body relaxation for healthy pregnancy, and preparation for normal delivery and lactation. See, healthy pregnancy is not simple term. Whenever we talk about health, it must cover all the four dimensions of health. So these are the major benefit mother will have with the help of Garbha Sanskara home technology. Now, what are the benefits for the baby? See, our prime objective of Garbha Sanskara is holistic development of child. And whenever we think in terms of holistic, it must cover all the four dimensions, that is physical, mental, intellectual, and spiritual. So if mother adopt Garbha during 9 months of pregnancy, then there will be greatest benefit at the level of physical development of child. See, here we must understand that since last 2 decades, chronic illnesses is increasing in pediatric age group, like frequent allergies, asthma, skin diseases like psoriasis, eczema, even psychiatric illnesses, autism, ADHD, hyperactive child, eating disorder, even genetic diseases too. So if mother adopt Garbhasanskara during 9 months of pregnancy, then she is able to prepare a child's genetic pattern. She can use this power of form to eliminate certain diseases which runs throughout the family history of both the parents. Even she can able to provide a mature immune system by improving the quality of lactation. Mentally, she is able to implant all the positive emotions that will definitely prevent any psychiatric illnesses in pediatric age group. Even there is increased attention, memory, and different learning faculties with the help of Garbhasanskara home technology. And last but not the least, she can nurture a responsible, a well-cultured, and peace-loving quality with the help of Garbhasanskara home technology. So Garbhasanskara home technology is just not a program, but it is a treasure of knowledge for mother as well as parents. So she can have a multiple benefit throughout 9 months of pregnancy, even in preconceived stage also.
Thanks. Thanks for sharing. Now we will open, because we have to respect time, we will also open questions. We will love to, is it okay if we take few questions from the audience, Doctor?
Sure.
Right.
Right.
So I'm very carefully opening the chat. Keep your questions ready. By the way, one question coming in my mind throughout the session, let me launch a poll and then ask that question. How many of you are sitting here who are below 20 years old? Click on A. Below 20, click on A. Click on B. You know, no, Praveen, we are about 20. A, below 20. B, about 20. A, below 20. At least on Zoom. A, below 20. B,
About
okay, let me end the poll and let me share the results. Okay, I'm happy that around 88% people are uh, about 20. So all those people, even if you're below 20, I'm very happy that you are here and you're accumulating this knowledge. I hope one day this knowledge will help you. I'm opening the chat now. Carefully write the question. Make sure that you are describing the question correctly. Within my capacity, I will try to understand the question. We'll make sure that we are understanding the question. Otherwise, it should not happen that you are asking something and we are understanding and she's answering something else only. Right? So take your time and just ask the question. Meanwhile, what I'm doing, Dr. Vandana, uh, Dr. Vandana, she loves this particular subject and she loves to invest time with those people who are in need of this knowledge. Not everyone, especially those who are in the infancy stage of saying, shall we start talking about it, or already conceived, all in the middle of the pregnancy. For all those, Dr. Vandana has created one WhatsApp group. So I'm sharing the link of that WhatsApp group in the chat. At the same time, I will be sharing that link of that WhatsApp group on Facebook, YouTube. Also, be a part of that WhatsApp group. Let me check. I've shared on YouTube. Uh, do me a favor. One may copy and paste it again in the chat. So in case if you have missed my, uh, it will help others to identify that link. Okay. We have one question from Namrata. What are the steps that one should follow before conceive? What are the steps that one should follow before conceive? Yeah,
Yes,
doctor.
this question is about Garbhadan stage. What I have already explained, that Garbhadan stage is related with the taking care of diet, certain external factors, means it is a lifestyle, how you should live your lifestyle, and about purity of thoughts and emotions. So there will be step-by-step guidance for everything. That
Can,
what
can,
kind of
can you give me one example of it? Something is like, if someone is thinking, even after this live webinar, I'm
yes,
in a pre-conceiving process,
right,
something which I can implement right after this live webinar.
right. See, there are categories of food that make your body's pH down or up, which make our body state either acidic or alkaline. So certain advice has to be given that keep blood pH up to alkaline. There are certain foods like green leafy vegetables, and there are categories of food that is
Mhm.
designed for to lift up our blood pH to the alkaline level.
Oh, so you're talking about that.
So
If you're
yes,
thinking, then take care of your
yes,
food
food
first. What you eat, what you are,
you become.
and what you are, what your baby is, isn't it?
Yes,
So
and
first
that
is
is,
take care of, yeah.
yeah, there is a entire correlation between food and neurochemical changes inside your body. And pregnancy is nothing but it is a one kind of chemistry that occurs throughout the 9 months of pregnancy.
And I got a follow-up question from Namrata, and I'm very happy that Namrata, you're building this quality conversation. She's saying that, Praveen, some people are on non-veg diet. Will that affect?
Yes, see, consuming non-veg will make human body pH around 5.5 to 6 pH, around its general ratio. And it depends on individually too, because we all are different. So individuality does matter. So ideally, advice has to be given that stop non-veg, because anyhow you are dealing with the dead food substance, and you are part of creation. You are giving life to another one. So this both the idea of having a non-veg and creating child is both different according to nature. So fundamentally, advice has to be given that if you want to give, or if you want to be part of creation, then you must have the food which is give you life.
So I will respectfully debate here. I will respectfully debate. Would love to debate with you. So don't you feel that eating non-veg is also a part of human evolution? It's like the way we have evolved. At the start, we started hunting, and the first food was non-veg rather than wheat or anything else. So don't you feel that
Yes, I
eating
agree.
non-veg
I
is natural?
agree.
Okay,
Yeah, I agree. We have invented agriculture. Before that, it was not there.
it was not there.
Yeah, but human digestive canal is not designed for this.
Ah,
So if you see the carnivorous animals, which is usually have a flesh or anything else, it designed for that purpose. Our teeth, our mouth, our salivary system, entire digestive canal is not designed for, um, especially non-veg.
so are you saying that
So
because in the evolution, I'm just respectfully stopping
yes,
you, just
yeah,
to gain clarity. In the evolution, we started eating non-veg first, then we invented agriculture. So time has come to leave non-veg and believe on the latest invention, that is agriculture.
yes, yes.
Okay, I will take one more question related to food here. Uh, so raw foods are best or cooked
The
foods?
food,
If I have to just,
see, all the foods given by nature is best.
okay,
So avoid maximum man-made items, food packages and store foods or deep freeze foods and everything.
so natural food, natural
Natural
food,
food,
right?
yes.
So let's respectfully derail from food and let's come to some another question from Priya. Can we include talking, music, art therapy during pregnancy for mothers and fetus?
Yes, it is a part of GARBHSANSKARA,
It's a
because
part of
music has a different frequency that
Mhm.
can stimulate child's brain, and it is a part of that. It is a
And
part of that.
and I remember you sharing this with me a few days ago that there are certain shlokas and certain mantras which
Mantras that is
ideally
designed for, yeah,
designed
that designed for
designed.
to develop child's nervous system in that way,
Yeah,
even mother's health in that way.
I think it's so easy to understand fundamentally. If you love music, your child also, even he or she has ears,
Yes,
right? And
yes,
they
definitely.
are listening. Correct.
Yes, and listening, so the sound is the first sense that develop, and it is a majority percent coverage. Child inside mother womb can sense sound very well.
So tell me, just imagine that me and my wife decide to conceive, right? And if I want that my child should be musician, so shall I just spend little more time during that period at music
You
class?
have to do. You have to do,
I should do that. That will work.
because
It has.
action. Yeah,
Yeah,
action is required.
yeah, it has to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's a different point. Action is required. Let's not go there. If I take it differently. Okay,
Go to spend.
let me take a few more questions. Can we include that's we have taken? Can this be a woman? Okay, let me take each and every word very carefully. Can this be for women who have PCOD? That's a good question. Who asked this question? Darsh. Okay, let's not go on names. Can this be for women who have PCOD, fibroid, or other hormonal imbalances, as these also affect pregnancy? That's a good technical question.
Definitely, definitely. See, any disease which is related to the uterus and ovary
Mhm.
is nothing but it is just reflect your femininity. Even you are mother, It is a one type of creation. You are part of creation. It is also showing your femininity.
Mhm.
So once the psychodynamic of the female reproductive system is majority time stated that once the female is going or certain consciousness is going against her femininity, at the time the system is changing, like creating. See, PCOS is what? There is a development of cyst inside the ovaries, and it leads to certain hormonal changes, and that leads to the certain level of androgen and progesterone inside body, which is very prominent in male, not female.
Okay.
So this disturbance is happen when you are not supporting your femininity. So of course, GARBHSANSKARA is build the entire system for respect of femininity
What
or the.
What do you mean by not supporting your family? I've not understood that.
See, there is human consciousness. Whatever we think, we feel, we act and behave, it must be in all the dimension: physical, mental, intellectual, and spiritual dimension. Health is defined in the all the four dimension. Sometimes we, especially in case of PCOS or infertility, we can see generally the external aspect that okay, only hormonals are getting changed, but there is a precursor of something to leads to these hormonal changes. So Garbhadan stage is related with this thing only, that purity of thoughts and emotions, that realize your femininity. Yes, I'm female. Why your body is taking decision to
Yeah.
secrete certain male hormone.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
is entire psychodynamic. It's related with your stressful life, your entire, external environment, how you deal with yourself with different situations, whether it is in your family, it is your workplace, is your personal era, but it describes that how you deal with. Are you
So,
really female?
uh, are you talking about that dimension that the female should actually feel proud that they are able to do this,
Yes.
and that the only species, I think, at least in human beings,
Yes.
we can't do this. I think they should have that
Exactly.
feel, feel good, and that
Yes.
feel. Every mother should feel proud about it. That
Yes,
I'm able to
because
do this. Yeah, I think that's a different
she is
dimension.
a part of creation.
She's a
And
part
this
of
is the
creation.
fundamental thing. Each and every
Yeah,
girl, each and every female reproductive system is a part of creation.
absolutely. Imagine all mothers coming together and they say that for next 100 years we are not going to reproduce. The world will die.
How how
World
how do
will collapse.
evolution is? Yes,
Finish. Species gone. Homo sapiens
God,
disappeared.
disappear.
So I think the future of evolution is in mother's hand.
Mother's womb, yes. It is
Right?
only one portal entry for
Absolutely.
new life. We must understand. It is the only portal of entry for new life.
Absolutely. And the quality of that entry will decide
Yes.
the quality of the future.
Yes.
One last question, then we have to respect time.
Sure.
I have already shared the link in case if you have more questions. First thing we will do once you join the WhatsApp group, we will be sharing the recording of this. So in case if you want to share the recording with other people who really need this piece of knowledge, and you can share the WhatsApp group also, especially for those who are really looking for shall we discussion or they're in the middle of the journey. So make sure you don't hesitate to share this. Last question, then we have to respect time, Dr. Vandana. Let me pick mostly which types of factors affect, but let me pick a specific question. So uh, this we have covered. I don't know, most of the DNA development happens inside the mother's womb, right? I'm assuming that Anjali is saying this, she's informing this, that she doesn't know most of the DNA development happens inside the mother's womb, but DNA or say gene can be changed accordingly by an individual. She's saying that most of the DNA development is happening. She's not aware about it, but she's aware about it. The DNA or say gene can be changed accordingly by an individual. It's a
Yes.
matter of an individual, he or she can chance himself apart from parents. I will
Yes.
love to have your view on this, and I will love
See,
to share my views also on this. Then we will respect time, and then we will respectfully end this conversation.
yeah.
Your views on this.
Basically, she is talking about nature versus nurture. Certain genetic pattern we build up with our, well, like gifted with our parents, that is nature, and external environment has a definite influence on our genetic development. So it is about nurture, how we can nurture these qualities. So
Okay.
she's basically talking about these two different things.
Okay. What I have understood, Anjali, and let me after this, then we will end this conversation. If I've understood this, that I don't know, most of the DNA development happens inside the mother's womb, but DNA or say genes can be changed accordingly by an individual. We understand that. I agree, completely agree. Even Dr. Vandan, I
Yeah.
agree with this. But however, there's a difference between taking the responsibility and not taking the responsibility. What Dr. Vandan, what I have understood from her, and correct me if I'm wrong, that it's a responsibility of a mother to optimize the amazing technology what we have got because of evolution. It's a responsibility. If mother, especially mother, and of course it's a responsibility of other people to support that responsibility, but if mother is not taking that responsibility, we are underutilizing that technology, we are underutilizing that system, then we are attempting the mistake, and then we are expecting from that child change the DNA afterwards, because it's possible.
Right.
You are running, or one is running away from the responsibility if you are not adopting the knowledge available for Garbhasanskar. Am I right, Dr. Vandan, on this?
Yes, yes. Here I want to say one thing to her that see, there are 2.5 lakhs of neurons generate in baby's brain while inside mother womb, and it is the fastest rate of growth of human neuron than any other stages of life. So these 9 months are important because the fastest rate of growth of human neurons. So we can make any changes with this developing stage of brain. You are absolutely right that after birth, genetic pattern has changed, but not that much that we can change inside while mother womb.
Right.
So this is the benefit.
Yeah. It's just like you are a potter. You have made
Yes,
that pot. Now if there is a
yes.
defect. Now you're putting that pot on heat and trying to correct that
Trying to
defect.
correct it.
Why to do all that?
Yeah.
Agree. With this, let's respect time. I'm sharing the WhatsApp link again in the group. Make sure I'm again sharing the WhatsApp link in the chat on YouTube and Facebook. Make sure be in touch with Dr. Vandana. Whatever your questions about Garbha Sanskar, she will be sharing the Google link also in the WhatsApp group. Put your questions there within her capacity. She will answer. With this, Dr. Vandana, thank you very much for investing your valuable time with us.
Thank you.
I'm happy that you have decided to come and you have decided to share your knowledge with us. And I'm very sure that this piece of knowledge is important for this planet Earth. Thank you very much for your
Right.
valuable time.
Thank you.